guys, welcome back to That Liminal Period. It's your girl, Chun-Li Shoddy. I want to start off by asking you, how often do you think about the Roman Empire? Okay, think about it and leave it in the comment section down below. Because there was a trend on TikTok of women asking their significant other, how often do they think about the Roman Empire? And the answer was surprising to a lot of the women. I actually found myself thinking about the Roman Empire this past weekend when I was watching a show called The Eight on Netflix. And it's probably completely not related, but for some reason, that's where my mind went. And I actually saw a couple of videos on TikTok of men explaining why they think about the Roman Empire and what brings it up. So anyways, I wanted to share with you guys. And I also want to share my theory as to why men think about the Roman Empire, as well as why I think we should think more about it, or at least reference it from time to time. But anyways, let's get into it.
How often do you think about the Roman Empire?
Sometimes, actually, why?
Like, how often?
Like, you want like weekly, daily?
Yeah, like daily, weekly, monthly.
Definitely weekly. Why is that so funny?
Because the fact that you're thinking about it at all, and
Are
it's
you
so
serious?
random.
Yeah, why? It's so interesting. Don't you think like how they lived, how they governed, how they built, like engineering, food, like septic systems, like sewage systems.
You think about this?
Yeah, it's mental.
How often do you think about the Roman Empire?
How often do I think about the Roman Empire?
Yeah.
Pretty consistently.
Wait, you're kidding.
No.
Like, how many...
Because I'm big into martial arts.
No, but like, how often?
How often?
Yeah. Do you think about the Roman Empire?
Like a number weekly?
Do you think about it weekly?
For sure.
The fact that the cadence.
Every time I fight
This is
people,
crazy.
I think about like walking into the Coliseum.
I've been waiting for you to.
So before I actually continue with this very last video, I want to jump in and say I think that it's fair what the first three guys were sharing as far as their cadence of thought, as well as why. Because for a lot of them, they were referencing it because of something that's happening in life. Whether it is, hey, I'm on this shitter and I'm thinking about the plumbing system, or I'm about to walk onto a match. And so I'm thinking about the Roman Colosseums and gladiators. Rome and the Roman Empire is just a reference point. It's just a point in time that did span over 1,000 years. So there is a lot that they can think about. It's not like they're sitting there going through the history daily, but they're just referencing it because a lot of lessons can be learned from it. Before I steal the show, I want to go ahead and give the mic over to this guy so that he can explain it. And yeah.
I've been waiting for you to ask me this question. I know the trend, and I've been waiting patiently.
He's so excited.
Let me tell you. First of all, that question is so stupid. And let me explain why. Whoever doesn't think that they don't think about the Roman Empire just doesn't know that they're thinking about the Roman Empire, which is incredibly, like, that was the goal with the Roman Empire, by the way. That's why they're in charge and created the Catholic Church. The Roman Empire never fell. They just reorganized, and the Catholic Church dispensed across the globe and colonized the earth through Catholicism, which is organized religion. If you live in America, you are basically the extension of the Roman Empire. Also saying, how often do you think of the Roman Empire? Is like saying, do you think about history?
I don't.
Okay, well, the Roman Empire, let's first of all, let's
And
just
she's
break it
being
down
so
like this. Which
serious.
part of the Roman Empire are you discussing? I bet you anything, you think about the Roman Empire all the time. I'll prove it to you, okay?
I don't even know what the Roman Empire is.
Well, I'm about to, yes, you do. You just, again, are unfamiliar with the concept. The Roman Empire, are we talking about the King era?
He has the
which is
patience of a saint.
625 BC to 510 BC? Or are we talking about the Republic of Rome, which is 510 BC to 31 BC? Or are we talking about the Imperial Rome, which is 31 BC to 476 AD?
Just the Roman
Because
Empire.
that's over 1,000 years of our history, which is also the largest empire, like the largest standing empire to ever exist to our knowledge, basically. And again, like I said, they were never destroyed. You obviously are a Christian and you believe in Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay. Guess who tried to kill baby Jesus?
The Roman Empire.
The king Harold. I believe I might be butchering that one, but the emperor who tried to kill baby Jesus, Roman Empire. Jesus, all the New Testament takes place during Roman Empire. If you are a Christian, you think about the Roman Empire all the time. In fact, if you're a Christian, you study the Roman Empire. So when people say, how often do you think about the Roman Empire? You're basically saying, how often do you think?
So how often do you think about the Roman Empire?
Like 75% of my day, of every day is probably, no lie. Everything
Because he's a big picture type of dude, okay? Like, and this is why I want to share it, because I think this conversation with him in particular is so interesting. It's like he's giving me Joe Rogan vibes, because he is up here, okay, with his thought. And we're not always operating up here, okay? Because sometimes, like, we live in reality, we live and deal with things that we are interacting with and seeing and situation on a day-to-day basis. We don't always have a high level of view of everything. So I think that's really important to mention, because when he said he thinks about 75% of the time, to him, and I am of course interpreting what he's saying, but he said it. The Roman Catholic is the largest organization, and it has colonized the world. And so for him, the Roman Empire is debatably has fallen or not. It might be still in operations under the guise of the Roman Catholic Church, under Christianity. So because we're already operating that space, like, that is a married thought process. And so again, you might be thinking about Christianity, or you're thinking about things in the Western mindset, but in actuality, all of this was developed and created and stemmed from the Roman Empire. And he's gonna go into it, so I'm gonna be patient.
Today, guess what? The like perfection of wheat. Where do you think that came from? Roman Empire.
Okay, well, why do you love it so much? Like, why are you so obsessed with it?
Every single thing we do today, especially in the Western society, stems from the Roman Empire. Everything. Marriage, the concept of monogamy, Roman Empire. Women probably don't know that. If you like monogamy, you love the Roman Empire. Like I said, everything. If you're Christian, or even if you're not even religious, you just are aware of religion, you have studied the Roman Empire. So when women out here saying that they don't think about the Roman Empire, that's so silly. You think about the Roman Empire, everyone thinks about the Roman Empire all the time.
Never thought about it.
Yes, you have. You've studied it. You have studied it.
No, I
Yes,
haven't.
you have. Everyone just thinks the Roman Empire is this tiny little window of badassness. No, it was literally over 1,000 years. America hasn't even existed for more than 200 years. Like, the America we know today, I believe, is like the 1700s, so like 300 years max. Like, we'll just say, I think it's like 1776. I could be wrong with that one, but let's just say like 300 years America's been. The Roman Empire has been more than 3 times the length of the entire history of America. People are so stupid.
Whoa. I
So-
almost dropped you.
Yeah, and the look on this man's face is like the satisfaction, but at the same time, damn, my girl is dumb. She doesn't even realize that everything she does, everything she enjoys, the house we live in, Roman concrete, plumbing system, Roman Empire. The language we use, English, Latin-based, Roman Empire. When you're typing on a computer and the default font is Times New Roman. So again, that's what I mean by like the idea and everything that the Romans have accomplished, from the arts to literature to mathematics, that has already been incorporated into society so much that we don't even think about where it came from. We just know it for what it is and the fact that it existed. That is the legacy that the Roman Empire have left.
Don't even get me started. Yeah, I think about the Roman Empire probably, and when I'm not thinking about the Roman Empire, I'm thinking about aliens. That's my day.
And so do I.
So I'm finally glad that you asked me this question. I hope someone learned a thing or 10. There's so much to talk about the Roman Empire. 1,000 years. And within those 1,000 years, there's 3 different massive categories.
Okay, gotta go.
The structure of our democracies comes from the Roman Empire. I mean, it's
She doesn't
insane.
care, bro.
Like,
She doesn't
literally,
care.
Anyone this trend pisses me off, because anyone who says they don't think about the Roman Empire is just ignorant. They have no idea. If you speak English, English comes from Latin.
Yeah, but
Latin is the Roman Empire's primary language. Rome spoke Latin, was their primary language, and English is a descendant dialect, like of Latin.
Okay, well, we don't need to talk about the Roman Empire if we're just talking about regular things.
Every single name one topic. Name a single topic. Just name any
Yeah,
topic.
but why do we need to care where it came from if it's just here today? Like, I don't need to
You should
go
study
talking about the
history so
Roman
it doesn't
Empire.
repeat itself.
Okay.
We actually are repeating, history is repeating itself. People should study how the Roman Empire fell. I don't believe it actually did, but people should study how it did because we're actually repeating that right now in society.
So I hope you guys enjoyed what Matthew had to say and understand exactly why I had to share it. He is just simply so passionate and shared so many fun facts about Roman Empire and his perspective. You know, like he said, he doesn't believe that it actually has fallen. It has just dispersed into the Roman Catholic Church. And I think that one of the reasons, like he said, that he thinks about it is because he thinks about how the Roman Empire has impacted all of current day, modern day society. And I think it's very true. And his last statement was he thinks that a lot of people should care more as well as learn more or look into the history of how the Roman Empire fell, because it is mirroring what we are currently going through in America. Okay. And for those who aren't familiar with the Roman Empire, I'm just going to summarize it, hopefully, because we know how long-winded I can be. So the Roman Empire started as a few small tribes, few small villages off of the Tigris River, and they consolidated their resources and power and formed a larger society that then called for a more unified government system. And that's what he was saying as far as democracy, current day government, politics. It all stems from the Roman Empire because that's where we first saw politicians and governments being set up. With this new governing body, they were hungry for conquest. They were hungry for more land. So during that time, the Romans continued to expand their borders, continued to grow in its size, continued to develop in the areas of art, literature, math, science, all the things and all the stuff. Okay, they were killing it, and they were killing people because that's how they were growing. Once again, they are growing through conquest. At one point, the Roman Empire was so large, it stretched all the way from Spain from the west all the way to Iraq in the east and Egypt in the south. So you're talking about 3 continents. Okay, at one point, the Roman Empire started off as tiny villages and now over a couple hundred years have expanded that vastly. And of course, with all of that newfound land and newfound power, creating more political instability. And so they go through a series of this. The Roman Empire had broken off and gotten back together, broken off, gotten back together several times, like through several battles, wars, and hundreds of years. They're also going through a religious movement. This was the birth of Christ. This is when you see the switch from believing in the gods, believing in Zeus and Hercules and Jupiter and Mars, and believing in the celestial being into a more organized religion such as Christianity or Judaism. That's when you see the rise of that, and you're starting to have persecutions. You're having people being killed for their thoughts and their beliefs. So again, they're going through things very similar to us. But eventually, what led to the fall of Rome, which is debatable, is through a numerous of reasons. The first reason is going to be they were spread too thin, simply. They were spending much more money than they had. There was public funding for entertainment. They had a very overgrown, very large governing body that was very expensive. You also had people that started to move further away from having a family unit. They started to have different morals and values that were more altruistic in views and beliefs. A lot of these are liberal ideologies. A lot of it is just about self-indulging. They had a hedonistic lifestyle. Okay, simply put, like they're living lavish, extravagant lifestyles, again, that they could not afford. So because of all of this, they couldn't afford it. They're overspending, the lack of morality, the lack of family unit, declining birth rates. And on top of that, at that same time, they were starting to be a little bit more lax on their, they didn't call it immigration procedure, but it is. They were starting to be more lax on their border. And that's when the outside enemies started to notice. You started seeing people like the Goths, the Huns, people move in closer to these borders, and then you start to have more wars, you have more fights. But guess what? They ain't got no money. So they start printing more money and it's not backed up by anything. And then what does the rich people do? They try to tax the public. They increase their taxing dollars in order to fund the military, in order to fund their lifestyles. So now you have internal conflicts because the people at the bottom are fighting back against the power at B. You have the outside people infiltrating because you have a relaxed border. You actually create enemies amongst your own. So now you're getting your ass handed to you. Battle after battle, war after war. The Roman Empire is slowly on the decline and is now a dying city. So I think it's really important for us to take a look at it because, once again, that is what we're seeing in current day society. We're seeing the breakdown of family unit. You see men being torn down in the patriarchy and the feminist movement. Like, we've talked about it on this channel. So if you've watched any of the videos that I have, then I wonder if you ever connect that back to the Roman Empire. Because I do. But anyways, I enjoyed this conversation. Please do let me know your thoughts on the Roman Empire, if you even have time for that, or you're just far more focused and prioritizing the things that you're experiencing in everyday life. I enjoyed this conversation, and I look forward to speaking with you again next time. Bye.